A very good morning to all the students. As you can see on the slide, today we are going to start Ordinal Utility Approach from the chapter 2 Consumer Equilibrium Microeconomics. So, why are we using this approach? As we have already done a cardinal utility approach given by Alfred Marshall. In cardinal utility approach, the satisfaction that we get by consuming a commodity, okay, that satisfaction was measured in numbers or numerical terms. We can also say that utility is measured in numerical terms. What is utility actually? Utility is the satisfaction that we are getting from a commodity by consuming it. So now what does the modern economist believe? They believe that utility is nothing to do with numbers. Utility is actually satisfaction of people, and it can only be measured according to the ranks that they give, their preferences. Okay, so it is a psychological concept. If I am a consumer and I like apples more than bananas, so this has nothing to do with numbers or util numbers. 20 utils to apple and 5 utils to bananas if I give. This is something which we don't do in real life. We don't give numbers to our preferences. We only say, since it is a psychological phenomena, we only say that I like apples more, or I like bananas more, I like pizza more than burger, or I like burger more than noodles. So in this way we are actually ranking our preferences. Okay, rank 1, what is the number one thing I like, then the rank 2, rank 3. So this is what ordinal utility is. So as given here, who gave this approach? J.R. Hicks and R.G.D. Allen in 1934 in an article, A Reconstruction of the Theory of Value, which was presenting the indifference curve analysis. So according to this analysis, we got ordinal utility approach. In this approach, consumer rank his preference. As I have already told you, if the consumer is consuming two goods, X and Y, he will either say that he prefer X to Y, or he will say he prefers Y to X, that is he likes Y more than X, or he can also be indifferent. Indifferent mean he is not even interested in X or Y. He is not interested in both. He is indifferent towards both. Either give him X or give him Y, it will make him no difference. What does it mean? It means if you give me apple or bananas, it makes no difference to me. I can consume any one of them. This is means indifferent. So बेटा ये थोड़ी बहुत ना टाइपिंग एरर्स हो जाती हैं, इसको करेक्टली कर लीजिएगा. ही इज़ इनडिफरेंस नहीं है, इनडिफरेंट एटीट्यूड जो होता है वो आप इसकी जगह लिख देंगे. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू सम more into the concept of utility according to the ordinal approach by using the indifference curve analysis. So I would first want the students to look at the graph closely. Okay, if you see there are some points PQRS, है ना, and this is a curve which is an indifference curve. How do we get this curve? What does it depict? Apples on y-axis given and bananas on x-axis, the two commodities which a consumer is consuming. So these different bundles P, Q, R, S, they are the combinations of these two goods, apples and bananas, different combinations. Either he consume at point P, Q or R or S, any point he can choose and consume the different quantities of apples and bananas. But all these combinations will give the consumer same level of satisfaction. Any point on this curve, indifference curve, he will get the same level of satisfaction. So, consumer is indifferent in these given combinations of apples and bananas. He has indifferent. I have already told you indifferent का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? Indifferent का मतलब होता है he is not bothered. He can have any one of these combinations. Okay, they will give him the same level of satisfaction because he is getting same satisfaction on the entire indifference curve. Okay, so if we take it as a definition, it is a graphical representation of various alternative combinations of two commodities which consumer is indifferent, and he can take any of the combinations he will get, and he will get the same level of satisfaction. Now let's see the combinations. 1 apple, 15 bananas, 2 apples, 10 bananas. They are different combinations, but consumer is indifferent in these combinations. Any of the combination you give him, he is getting the same satisfaction level. Next comes the concept of monotonic preferences. A very simple concept. More is preferred to less. If the consumer is consuming 1 apple and 15 bananas, okay, and I give him a choice of 2 apples and 15 bananas, for example, okay, so I have increased 1 apple and the bananas remain same. So increased quantity will obviously move him towards a more satisfaction. Okay, satisfaction will not be same now, it will increase, and he will move from this point, from this indifference curve to a higher difference curve, because he is getting a higher level of satisfaction. All the points on this graph, same level of satisfaction. So if more quantity is consumed, either of apple or banana or both, he is going to get higher satisfaction. The indifference curve will be higher than this. So let's take the concept of indifference map. The family of indifference curves is there: IC1, IC2, IC3. Okay, though which bundles will he prefer? The preferences will be like this. He will prefer more to less. Okay, higher indifference curve means higher level of satisfaction, lower indifference curve means lower level of satisfaction. So he will prefer IC1 to he will prefer IC2 to IC1, and he will prefer IC3 to both IC2 and IC1, because on IC3 he has more of both the commodities, or either one of the commodities. More quantity he is consuming than the quantity available on IC2. Say in the same way, if he is a choice to make from IC1 and IC2, he will be better at IC2, because at IC2 he will either consume more of both the goods or any one of the goods. So it gives him more level of satisfaction. So I hope this point is clear to everyone. Yes, I will also explain you by taking a particular graph. Let's take another graph. So let's take it here. If I talk about this particular y-axis and x-axis, okay, this is origin, apples and bananas. Now this is indifference curve 1 and this is indifference curve 2. Alright, so if I am here on any point, okay, I am consuming this much quantity of bananas and this much quantity of apples. Alright, this is P point on IC1. So monotonic preference concept we will use. If we use the concept of monotonic preferences, more is preferred to less. Okay, so if I want to move on IC2, okay, what I will do, I will either increase the quantity of apples, like now I am consuming bananas, either bananas or apples. Here I have increased the quantity. To move to point Q, I am increased the quantity of bananas, this much I have increased. Apple remains same. So more is preferred to less. I have increased the quantity of, yes, I have increased the quantities of banana and apple remains same. Other case, banana remains same. I increase the quantity of apples, I come to this point. Okay, so this, let's take R. So I am moving from this curve IC1 to IC2 by either increasing the quantity of bananas, getting point Q, or increasing the quantity of apple, getting point R, keeping the other quantity constant. Or what is next way to move to this curve from IC1 to IC2? Either I increase the quantity of both the commodities, apples and bananas. Alright, so monotonic preference says more preferred to less. Okay, so that is why when we move from IC1 to IC2, there are 3 points, 1, 2, 3. Either we increase apples or we increase bananas और वी इंक्रीज बोथ एप्पल्स एंड बनानास. ठीक है, ये सारे तीनों पॉइंट्स होंगे तभी हम इस पे मूव करेंगे. तो इसका मतलब है इफ़ वी आर ऑन अ हायर इंडिफरेंस कर्व, मोर इज़ द क्वांटिटी. इफ़ क्वांटिटी इज़ मोर इज़ प्रेफर टू लेस, because more quantity gives more level of satisfaction. So all the points on IC2 gives a higher level of satisfaction than all the points on IC1. Okay, so that is why we have taken the concept of indifference map. Now let's take marginal rate of substitution. It is the rate at which commodities can be substituted with each other. Okay, so the total satisfaction remain the same. If we talk about marginal rate of substitution of apples and bananas, it will be equal to units of bananas sacrificed, units of apple willing to gain. So sacrifice upon gain is marginal rate of substitution. So if you see in the table here, every time we are increasing the consumption of apples, we have to sacrifice bananas, okay, to maintain the same level of consumption and satisfaction. So what we are going to do here, for each increase in bananas we are going to reduce apples, or for each increase in apples we are going to reduce bananas, if we have to maintain the same level of satisfaction, if we want to be on the same indifference curve. Now if we see the slope of indifference curve is marginal rate of substitution, that is sacrifice upon gain. Now it slopes downwards. Why it slopes downwards? MRS, because of law of diminishing marginal utility. If we want to consume an additional apple, the consumer is willing to sacrifice more and more bananas. This we already know. But when he is consuming more apples, his marginal utility of apple will decrease, and he will be willing to give less and less bananas for each additional apple. See, for each additional apple, firstly from one additional apple 1 to 2, he is ready to sacrifice 5 bananas. Then one increase in apple, ready to sacrifice 4 bananas. Then from 3 to 4, he is ready to sacrifice 3 bananas. He is sacrificing less and less of bananas, because as his consumption for apple increases, his because of law of diminishing marginal utility, his utility for the apples tends to fall, and he is now ready to sacrifice only less and less unit of bananas. Okay, so that's why MRS slopes downwards due to law of diminishing marginal utility. So if we see the indifference curve, it is a convex to the origin, it slopes downward, higher indifference curve, higher level of satisfaction, and the last point, indifference curves can never intersect. As I said, indifference curves will never intersect. IC1 and IC2 are given to be intersecting and meeting at point A. So we know that on a single indifference curve, if it is IC1, the level of satisfaction will remain same at all the points on IC1, and level of satisfaction will remain same on all the points on IC2. But at point of intersection A, which is both on IC1 and IC2, it is a point where we are also meeting the two indifference curves together. Now since B and C points, they are on different indifference curves, they represent the different level of satisfaction. B and A on same represent same level of satisfaction. A and C on same indifference curve represent same level of satisfaction. It means that B and C should also be having the same level of satisfaction. But this is not possible. Actually, they both cannot have the same level of satisfaction because they are on different IC curves or indifference curves. So two different curves, they cannot have the same level of satisfaction, we already know. Okay, so only it means only one indifference will pass through this given point A. Both of them cannot pass through the same point. So we can say that this is not true. They can never intersect each other actually. This diagram, this graph is not correct where they are seen intersecting each other. This is not possible. Okay class, the topic is covered till properties of indifference curve. So this is the end of your slide. Ordinal utility approach, we just brief up, we did the reasons, we did the what is ordinal approach, we talked about indifference curve, monotonic preference, indifference map, and then marginal rate of substitution, properties of indifference curve. Okay, thank you class.